During Hollywood's golden age, approximately the 1910s to the early 1960s, many of the major figures shaping the film industry were Jewish, but very few of them were devoutly observant in the traditional religious sense. In fact, most Jewish studio heads, producers, and actors assimilated into American culture and often downplayed their Jewish identities publicly due to the anti-Semitism prevalent at the time. However, there were some notable exceptions: Jews in the entertainment industry who maintained a level of religious observance or strong cultural connection to Judaism. Here are a few figures connected to Golden Age Hollywood with more devout or traditionally Jewish commitments. Edward G. Robinson, born Emanuel Goldenberg in Bucharest, Romania, was one of the most respected actors of Hollywood's golden age. Though not Orthodox in practice, Robinson was a proud and culturally committed Jew. He never abandoned his Jewish identity, even as many in Hollywood sought to assimilate during a time of widespread anti-Semitism. Robinson used his fame and influence to speak out against fascism and the persecution of Jews in Europe during the 1930s and 1940s. He was active in the war effort, participating in war bond drives and public campaigns, and vocally condemned Nazism and intolerance. Robinson also supported various Jewish and pro-democracy causes, aligning with groups that promoted civil liberties and opposed totalitarianism. His activism would later lead to scrutiny during the McCarthy era, when he was called before the House Un-American Activities Committee. While he denied being a communist, he acknowledged supporting organizations that aligned with his values. Edward G. Robinson's legacy endures not just for his powerful screen presence, but for his unwavering commitment to justice, human rights, and the dignity of his Jewish heritage in a challenging era. Elia Kazan, a towering figure in Golden Age Hollywood, was not religiously devout, but his work reflected a deep engagement with cultural and social issues, including anti-Semitism. Born in the Ottoman Empire to Anatolian Greek parents, Kazan was ethnically Greek Orthodox, not Jewish, but he demonstrated a profound sensitivity to Jewish themes and experiences in America. This is most evident in his direction of Gentleman's Agreement, 1947, a groundbreaking film that tackled anti-Semitism head-on. The film, starring Gregory Peck as a journalist posing as a Jew to expose social prejudice, was a bold statement in post-war America. It won the Academy Award for Best Picture and solidified Kazan's reputation as a director willing to challenge societal norms. While Kazan's personal background was not Jewish, his willingness to spotlight anti-Semitism and other forms of bigotry reflected a broader moral conviction. Despite later controversy over his cooperation with the House Un-American Activities Committee, Kazan's legacy remains significant for his courageous storytelling and for using cinema as a platform for confronting injustice and intolerance in American society. Samson Raphael Sun was a pioneering Jewish-American playwright and screenwriter best known for writing The Jazz Singer, 1927, the first feature-length film with synchronized sound. The story, adapted from his earlier play The Day of Atonement, explores the tension between Jewish religious tradition and the lure of American show business. It follows Jackie Rabinowitz, the son of a devout cantor, who defies his father's wishes to become a jazz singer. This groundbreaking film mirrored real conflicts faced by many Jewish immigrants and their children, caught between maintaining their heritage and assimilating into American culture. Though Raphael Sun was not strictly Orthodox, he maintained a deep respect for Jewish tradition and values, which he infused into his work. His nuanced storytelling reflected the emotional struggles of identity, faith, and generational expectations. Beyond The Jazz Singer, Raphael Sun had a successful Hollywood career, collaborating often with director Ernst Lubitsch on classics such as The Shop Around the Corner. Through his writing, Raphael Sun contributed to the authentic representation of Jewish characters and themes during a time when Hollywood often pressured artists to suppress or obscure their ethnic and religious backgrounds. Ben Hecht, one of Hollywood's most prolific and influential screenwriters during the Golden Age, was a fiercely proud Jew who became a passionate advocate for Zionism in the 1940s. Although not religiously observant, Hecht's Jewish identity became central to his life and work later in his career. Initially known for his sharp wit and success in films like Scarface and His Girl Friday, Hecht underwent a transformation following the Holocaust. Horrified by the atrocities in Europe, he devoted himself to the cause of rescuing Jewish survivors and promoting the creation of a Jewish state. Hecht became a vocal supporter of the Irgun, a Zionist paramilitary group in British Mandate Palestine, and wrote fundraising appeals, articles, and even theatrical productions to raise awareness and support. His controversial activism drew both admiration and criticism, particularly from the British government and more cautious segments of American Jewry. Despite being blacklisted by British cinemas, Hecht remained unapologetic. His moral outrage and eloquent advocacy made him a vital voice for Jewish nationalism, proving that one could be secular yet deeply committed to Jewish survival and dignity. Carl Lemley, founder of Universal Pictures, was a pioneering force in early Hollywood and a deeply committed humanitarian. Though not religiously devout in the Orthodox sense, Lemley maintained a strong connection to his Jewish heritage and causes. Born in Levven, Germany, in 1867, he immigrated to the United States and became one of the original film moguls, establishing Universal Studios in 1912. As a studio head, Lemley was known for promoting social progress, including hiring women and minorities during an era of deep discrimination. In the 1930s, as Nazi persecution of Jews intensified, Lemley used his wealth and influence to rescue Jewish families from Germany. He personally arranged affidavits, sponsored visas, and covered financial guarantees to help over 300 Jews escape to America, often at great personal expense. Despite growing anti-immigrant sentiment and pressure from U.S. officials, Lemley persisted, demonstrating profound moral courage. His quiet heroism earned him enduring gratitude within the Jewish community. While he may not have been ritually observant, Carl Lemley's actions embodied core Jewish values of justice, compassion, and saving lives, Pikuach Nefesh, making him a true humanitarian of Hollywood's golden age. Meyer Levven was a Jewish-American writer and journalist whose career bridged literature, screenwriting, and passionate political activism. Though not widely known as a major Hollywood figure, he played an important role during the golden age of film, contributing to screenplays while maintaining a deep connection to Jewish religious and cultural life. Levven's early exposure to European Jewry and the horrors of rising anti-Semitism profoundly shaped his worldview. He reported on the Nuremberg trials and was one of the first American journalists to document the liberation of Nazi concentration camps. His experiences fueled both his writing and activism. Levven co-wrote the screenplay for The Illegals, 1948, a film depicting Holocaust survivors trying to reach Palestine, which aligned with his strong support for Zionism. He was a committed Jew not only in cultural terms but also spiritually. His faith was evident in his literary work, such as Compulsion, 1956, and in his lifelong dedication to Jewish causes. Levven's principled stance often put him at odds with mainstream media and publishers, but he remained steadfast. His work represents a rare fusion of religious identity, political conviction, and literary craft in mid-century American storytelling. Lilian Lux was a prominent actress and singer deeply rooted in the world of Yiddish theater, with strong connections to Jewish cultural life in America and abroad. Born in Brooklyn in 1918 to immigrant parents, Lux began performing on stage as a child, quickly gaining acclaim for her talent in Yiddish song and drama. Her career spanned decades, during which she preserved and celebrated the Yiddish language and traditional Jewish values through her performances. Though not a central figure in mainstream Hollywood, Lux appeared in films and on radio, always bringing her Jewish identity to the forefront of her work. She married Pious Bernstein, a fellow star of Yiddish theater, and together they toured the world, especially in Europe and Israel, performing for Jewish audiences and keeping Yiddish culture alive in the post-Holocaust era. Their son, Mike Bernstein, continued the family legacy in Jewish and Israeli entertainment. Lux's life was a testament to artistic devotion and cultural preservation. Though she may not have been orthodox in strict religious practice, her unwavering commitment to Jewish heritage made her a devout and beloved figure in Jewish theatrical history. Paul Muni, born Meshulam Meyer Weisenfraund in 1895 in Austria-Hungary, was raised in a deeply Orthodox Jewish household. His early exposure to the Yiddish theater had a lasting impact on his career, shaping his understanding of storytelling and performance. Muni's roots in Jewish culture were evident throughout his life, as he remained proud of his heritage despite his success in mainstream Hollywood. He moved to the United States as a child and later became one of the first major Jewish actors in Hollywood. Known for his transformative acting, Muni took on roles that required complex, deeply human portrayals, such as in The Story of Louis Pasteur, 1936, and The Life of Émile Zola, 1937, both of which earned him Academy Award nominations. While Muni was not overtly religious in his adult life, his Jewish identity remained central to his persona. His career in Yiddish theater before Hollywood also emphasized the importance of cultural preservation, and he continued to support Jewish causes throughout his life, embodying a sense of pride and cultural continuity. Muni's legacy endures as one of the great actors of his era. Hershel Bernardi was a talented actor known for his significant contributions to both Yiddish theater and American film and television. Born in New York City to Jewish immigrants, Bernardi was deeply connected to his Jewish roots and was proud of his heritage. He gained recognition for his roles in Yiddish theater, where he played a variety of characters that reflected Jewish life and traditions. His deep understanding of Jewish culture and his ability to portray Jewish characters with authenticity made him a beloved figure in the Jewish community. Bernardi also found success in Hollywood and television, appearing in both dramatic and comedic roles. His most famous role in television was as the voice of Johnny in the animated series The Addams Family, 1960s. Despite his widespread fame in mainstream media, Bernardi never distanced himself from his Jewish identity. He frequently took on roles that celebrated Jewish culture and was an advocate for the preservation of Yiddish language and tradition. Bernardi's commitment to his heritage, combined with his versatile acting talent, left an indelible mark on both the Jewish entertainment world and Hollywood. Molly Peon was one of the most beloved stars of Yiddish theater and early Jewish cinema, and she became a beloved cultural icon within the Jewish community. Born in 1898 in New York City, Peon's career began on the Yiddish stage, where she quickly gained a reputation for her incredible comedic timing and heartfelt performances. Her performances, often centered around Jewish life and traditions, made her a beloved figure in Jewish homes across America and beyond. Though not strictly observant, Peon's deep connection to her Jewish heritage was evident throughout her career. She was a passionate advocate for Jewish cultural expression, using her platform to highlight the beauty of Jewish customs, humor, and the challenges of Jewish immigrant life. Peon's work in both the theater and film helped preserve and promote the Yiddish language, as well as Jewish storytelling. Her portrayal of strong, relatable Jewish characters often emphasized themes of resilience, love, and community. Peon's legacy continues to influence Jewish performers and is remembered for her pivotal role in shaping the representation of Jewish culture in entertainment. Isaac Bashevis Singer, a renowned Jewish-American writer and Nobel Prize laureate, made significant contributions to Hollywood, despite being primarily known for his literary works. Born in Poland in 1902, Singer came from a deeply Hasidic background and his Jewish faith deeply influenced his writing. His works, rich in religious and ethical themes, explored Jewish life, traditions, and the complexities of the human soul. Singer's stories often grappled with the tension between tradition and modernity, spiritual belief and secularism, making them resonate with Jewish audiences worldwide. While Singer was not involved in Hollywood directly, several of his works were adapted into films, particularly after his rise to literary fame. His short stories and novels, such as Enemies, A Love Story, 1989, were transformed into acclaimed films that preserved his distinctive voice and insight into Jewish identity. Singer's profound exploration of the Jewish experience in Eastern Europe and America influenced Hollywood's portrayal of Jewish culture, offering a depth of moral reflection and cultural authenticity that went beyond stereotypical portrayals. His legacy in both literature and cinema continues to inspire filmmakers and writers who explore Jewish themes. Truly devout or Orthodox Jews were extremely rare in mainstream Golden Age Hollywood, as the industry often required work on Shabbat and involved cultural norms at odds with traditional religious life. However, some behind-the-scenes figures, such as composers, writers, or consultants, may have maintained stronger religious observance, though these individuals were usually not household names. Would you like a list of more recent observant Jewish figures in Hollywood or a focus on Orthodox portrayals in classic films?